Congratulations for making it this far in the job search process. You've been invited for an interview. That means that you have your foot through the door. All you need to do now is to impress the interviewer and you'll get the job. Now in this video, I'm going to help you prepare for your job interview using 4 basic steps. My name is Martha, and today we are going to tackle the topic how to prepare for an interview. Let's go through the first one, interview etiquette. Now this may sound like a no-brainer, but when you're invited to an interview through an email, you need to respond to the interviewer, thanking them for inviting you for the interview and confirming your availability. Now in that email, some of the things that you get will include the location and the time for the interview. The interviewer will also confirm how many people you'll be meeting. They might also tell you the type of interview that you'll be attending. Is it a panel interview, or will you be doing a test, or you will be doing a project, or it will be a group interview? They may also give you a run through the interview process and let you know whether this is a first interview and several other interviews are going to follow, and even the duration of the interview. But perhaps you will not get all that information. The most critical is the location, the time, and the type of interview you will be attending. Now, this is a good time for you to confirm a few things as you interact with the interviewer, either through a phone call or through an email. It's good to get additional details on the job if the job specifications you received earlier did not give you sufficient information. Another important thing that people tend to overlook is being clear about the type of interview that you are going to attend. Now, a lot of recruiters will usually have given you this information. You will know ahead of time whether you're going for a written interview, you're going for a project interview, you're going for a panel interview, you're going for a group interview. Whatever type of interview, they will have indicated that to you, or it will have been given together with the instruction package that will have been sent before your interview. Knowing this is important on 2 fronts. One, it helps you to prepare mentally for a group interview, for example, or to meet senior managers of an organization. And 2, it helps you with the logistics. If you're going in for a group interview, what might you need to carry with you? If you're going for a project interview, what would you need to carry with you? So you may also want to check their website and check out their process. Many organizations will usually have indicated their interview process, the length of time it takes from one process to the other, the approximate time in which they will have onboarded the new person. The second thing that follows on from this is technical preparation. Now, in your technical preparation, you need to do a number of things. The first one is research the company. I had talked about researching the company in previous videos, and you can have a look at them. But what really do you need to know? First, the services and products offered by the company. Who are its competitors? You may want to know the demographics of the customers as well. What are their locations? What's the company location? What are their market achievements? And what news is available in the market? What's the company culture and company values? Who are the leaders? Maybe the key leaders of the organization. And for a smaller company, you want to know everything you can about the organization. So where do you get this information? You can get this information from the company website. You can also get it through their social media sites, meaning their Instagram, their Facebook pages, and any other social media. You may also want to look at the profiles of their employees. This will give you an indication of the culture of the organization. Look at the employee profiles available on their website in the team segment, or you can also find similar information in their LinkedIn pages. And you can also simply Google the organization and see what comes up concerning the company. You can also look through industry and company news. The other issue is technical questions that are directly related to the role, and you do not want to be caught off guard in this way. So you need to know your area very well. You may not know everything, and it's okay to take some time to just think about it in the event that you have been asked something that you had not anticipated before. I like to print out the job description and have a look at it and look through it, read it several times and internalize it. Because when you do this, then in spite of being asked questions that you may not have prepared for earlier, having internalized the job descriptions makes it a little bit easier for you to be able to respond or to think of a response to give. You want to also prepare in advance 2 or 3 questions that you're going to ask the interviewer. Do not simply show up and when you're asked if you have any question for the team, you indicate that you have have none, unless you have been interacting with them and through your interactions you've been asking questions and therefore all your questions have been answered. The other thing that you need to prepare for that is very critical is the salary question. You do not want to undersell yourself or overprice yourself. You want to know just the range that specific organization gives, because that will be informative to you. If you have to request for something much more than you know that particular organization gives, then you'll have prepared yourself in advance to articulate your value position and why you should be paid a higher salary. Next, you need to prepare for commonly asked interview questions. You are not just knowing the questions, but also preparing your answers to those questions. And you practice the answers that you are likely to give for those questions. And then looking at logistics. What logistics do you need to prepare? First of all, you need to know what you need to carry. In the email invite, you will most probably have been told what to carry, but if not, you will not go wrong by carrying copies of your resume, academic certificates. You may also want to carry testimonials. You need to be familiar with what you indicated on your resume. I have seen cases where you ask someone about something that is on their resume and they look at you blankly because they do not remember that they had put in a particular experience in their resume. So please ensure, particularly if you have used resume writing services, that you know what has been put in your resume. And for creatives, you want to carry your portfolio, samples of your work, and if you will not have shared links to your work on your website or probably on your LinkedIn page, you will not necessarily give them out if they are not required, but at least carrying them with you shows that you're organized and you know exactly what you are doing. You want to also carry a notebook and a pen, because this will help you to take notes during the interview. Not really taking notes like you would during a lecture, but taking notes to help you to process your thoughts. Then you also want to have somewhere written either on your phone or on your notebook some guidelines that were given to you. For example, you're going into a big organization and they have given you the name of the room. Because you're encountering this for the first time, chances are that you may not remember directions you had been given. So you need to carry those or record them on your phone so that you can refer to them. Carrying will be helpful so that if you appear at the reception and you are asked where you're headed, who you are meeting, and you cannot remember the same, you can simply refer to what is indicated on your notes. Then you also need to print out job requirements, job description, because if you arrive at the interview in good time, then you can have some time to go through the notes. Or if you're using public transport, and you can go through the notes as you wait to be interviewed. You also need to prepare your dressing. Prepare interview appropriate clothes that you're going to wear, and this needs to be done a day or two before. They need to be clean, they need to be ironed, you need to be well groomed basically. Again, this appears to be a no-brainer. I have been in interviews where the interviewees came in wearing inappropriate clothes for the interview that they were attending. You also need to plan for your journey. Again, this is sometimes overlooked. You need to be familiar with the route that you're going to use, with the location of the organization. You need to clarify with the recruiter how you will access the organization. Are there parking requirements or booking or any arrangements that need to be made in regards to parking? If you have done all these things, you most likely will have taken care of interview nerves. But if not, you want to have a good night of sleep and rest so that the morning of the interview you are relaxed, you have slept enough, you're well rested. You can also practice deep breathing techniques. Do not stress so much. Do not overthink it. If you approach the interview as a conversation that you're going to be having, you're going to be interviewing the organization is going to also be interviewing you. You're both checking if you're a good fit for the organization and if the organization is a good fit in regards to your career goals. Plan to arrive on time. About 5 to 10 minutes is good enough to be at the reception and ask for where the interview is, but planning to get there at least 30 minutes before time is good enough. Why? Because that will help in the event that there are unforeseen delays. You have some 30 minutes time in which you can get back on time, or in the event that there are security checks or other things that may delay you getting to the actual venue of the interview. I believe if you do all these things ahead of time, you should be at a better place to ace your interview. Now finally, revisit and practice your answers for common interview questions. For how to do this, you can have a look at previous videos.